Good day, fight fans, and welcome back to Pressure Point.
Yeah.
But I try to control myself, you know. This like, okay, because I know everything this what come to me, this is from God, you know.
That was Khabib Nurmagomedov explaining how he keeps himself grounded, despite swimming in fame and fortune. Georges St. Pierre built a $30 million empire, but still, shops like a regular dude. And Daniel Cormier, he earned millions in the Octagon but still volunteers at high schools, for free. These guys are proof that money doesn't always mean mansions and supercars. It's about character, not cash. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button. It's free, and it keeps you in the loop. Let's start with Khabib Nurmagomedov, the undefeated warrior who walked away from the cage at 29-0 with more than $40 million in his pocket. Most fighters in his shoes would be popping champagne in skyscraper penthouses. But not the Eagle. Khabib still lives in a modest 4-bedroom home, tucked away in his quiet Dagestani village of Sildi, a humble sanctuary that locals describe as just like ours, only a bit bigger. No marble floors or infinity pools here. Just wooden beams, prayer rugs, and a cozy kitchen, where his family cooks fresh meals from herbs and veggies grown right in their backyard. His UFC earnings topped $22.9 million, with his epic 2018 clash against Conor McGregor alone, reportedly bringing in over $10 million after pay-per-view cuts. But instead of chasing luxury, Khabib built something lasting: Eagle Fighting Championship, which now brings in between $5 and $7 million yearly. Ad endorsement deals with Puma and Reebok. And he's pulling 7 figures every year. But you'd never guess it from how he lives. Even at 37 in 2025, Khabib's mornings are simple yet disciplined. He's up at dawn for Fajr prayer, eats a breakfast of oats, eggs, and black tea prepared by his wife, Padamat, then heads to the Akhmat Fight Club in Kizilir to roll with young prospects. He tapes their cuts himself, laughs with them, and still trains like he's fighting for a debut match. Lunch, either homemade pilaf or street food, shared cross-legged on the gym floor, with the crew. No fancy restaurants, just genuine connection. And his cars, forget Lamborghinis. Khabib rolls in a Toyota Land Cruiser for those mountain treks and a Hyundai Tucson for errands. That's it. He's been seen riding public buses in Moscow, biking to local markets in Dagestan, and even jumping into youth gyms without warning to spar with kids. Since 2021, he's donated over $10 million to youth academies across Dagestan and Pakistan, teaching MMA and literacy for free. Imagine one of the richest fighters alive, still showing up to train with kids like he's one of them. That's real respect.
Famous, like you said, there's a lot of temptation and people go crazy. Like, did that ever affect you? Or were you always just dialed, like?
No, this affect me, of course.
Yeah.
But I try to control myself, you know. This like, okay. Because I know everything this what come to me, this is from God, you know.
Now, let's talk about the legend who keeps it just as real, Georges St. Pierre. With a net worth floating between $20 and $30 million, GSP could be living it up in Beverly Hills. But instead, the Canadian icon chose to settle in a cozy 2-story red brick bungalow in Montreal's Ahuntsic-Cartierville district, a spot he snagged in the early 2010s for under $1 million. The neighborhood is calm, with friendly waves from neighbors and the smell of morning coffee in the air. When GSP jogs by, no one treats him like a superstar. Just George from down the block. Inside, his home is clean and functional. Nothing over the top. A simple kitchen for prepping lean meals. A home gym with basic gear and a backyard deck perfect for barbecue hangouts with close friends. His fortune came from over $15 million in UFC purses, including that monster $4 million payday when he returned in 2017 to beat Michael Bisping for the middleweight belt. But when the gloves came off, GSP didn't fade away, he leveled up. Movie roles in Captain America, The Winter Soldier, a best-selling memoir that crossed 100,000 sales, and public speaking gigs that pull in $50,000 a night. Yet, his daily life, shockingly down to earth. GSP drives an Audi Q5 hybrid for city life, and a pickup truck for weekend hikes in the woods. In a 2025 Instagram reel, he casually filmed his Saturday morning coffee in an old mug, a jog along the St. Lawrence River, and grocery runs to the local Metro supermarket. Blending right in with families and retirees. No bodyguards, no flash, just balance. Every morning starts with meditation in his sunlit living room, where he reads from Marcus Aurelius and practices mindfulness before doing yoga streamed from his own app. By 10 a.m., he's usually at a community center coaching young wrestlers and quietly funding youth programs for underprivileged kids, without ever taking credit. His focus now isn't fame, it's mental health, discipline, and peace of mind. Evenings at GSP's house are anything but flashy. Picture him winding down with a documentary about ancient civilizations, surrounded by his private collection of over 200 dinosaur fossils. Yes, real fossils. Displayed in a quiet spare room, like a secret museum. When he's not lost in history, he's in his basement perfecting jiu-jitsu drills, or helping local kids with their technique. Since 2020, GSP has donated more than $5 million to anti-bullying programs and athlete mental health foundations. He's got around $30 million in the bank, yet still runs through Montreal's public streets and lives in that same simple brick bungalow. It's wild.
It's not healthy to carry around grudges.
And it make you feel good sometimes too.
Yeah, it feels real good. And it feels real bad to keep that hate and anger inside of you.
But now, let's talk about another legend who keeps it just as real. The man himself, Daniel Cormier. DC's story proves loud and clear. You don't need gold chains or supercars to feel like a champion. The two-division UFC kingpin, holding a record of 22-3-0, has built a life worth roughly $6 to $7 million as of late 2025. But if you passed him on the street, you'd never know it. At 46, he's living peacefully in a 5-bedroom ranch-style home in San Jose's Willow Glen neighborhood. Bought it back in 2016 for $1.2 million. And instead of adding a home theater, he built a backyard playset for his kids. Classic DC move. During his UFC days, Cormier earned over $12 million in purses, with monster paydays like the $2.5 million base, plus bonuses. From his 2018 trilogy against Stipe Miocic, after hanging up the gloves that same year, he pivoted perfectly, landing an ESPN broadcasting deal paying up to $1 million per year. But the fame never changed him. Step into DC's world and you'll see straight suburban dad energy. Neighbors spot him mowing the lawn in cargo shorts and a faded Raiders tee. Grinning ear to ear, he drives a 2022 Ford F-150 pickup to haul sports gear, and a 2019 Honda Odyssey for family road trips. Total dad mode. Cormier came from humble roots in Lafayette, Louisiana, raised by a hardworking single mother who juggled 2 jobs. He scraped his way through college on wrestling scholarships and never forgot where he came from. A normal weekday in October 2025 starts early by 5:30 a.m. He's sipping black coffee brewed in his kitchen before going for a 20-minute jog around the block. Then, he piles his 3 kids into the Odyssey and does the school run, like any parent. His mornings often double as volunteer hours at Gilroy High School, where he's been head wrestling coach since 2023. He shouts encouragement across a dusty gym, teaching discipline and heart to teenagers, for zero pay. When asked why, DC said it best: legacy isn't about headlines, it's about helping the next generation. Through his DC House charity, founded in 2020, he's donated over $2 million to youth programs for at-risk kids. Sure, Cormier sits on millions, but his real wealth shows in every kid he mentors.
We fight and all that other stuff is fleeting. That legacy is what's gonna stay and stand the test of time. So it's like you gotta really make sure that you are trying to establish that when you're gone, everybody still remembers the things that you did.
Yet even among the humble, one fighter takes family man to a whole new level: Dustin Poirier. When the Diamond retired in July 2025 at UFC 318 in his hometown of New Orleans, he left the sport shining with a $6 million fortune, and every bit of it earned the hard way. Over 14 years, he pulled in $16 million in UFC earnings, with his trilogy against Conor McGregor alone stacking over $10 million. His 2021 knockout at UFC 257 earned him a $2.1 million base. That ballooned to $5 million per rematch. But Poirier's brilliance isn't just in the cage, it's in business. His Poirier's Louisiana-style hot sauce, launched in 2021 with his wife Jolie, exploded onto Walmart shelves nationwide, racking up $3 million in 2025 sales. Each bottle's got that Cajun kick flavors, like Diamond Dust Habanero. And through his Good Fight Foundation, started in 2018, he's funneled $4 million into Louisiana community centers, helping families rebuild and kids dream bigger. Life after fighting. Pure Louisiana charm. At 36, Poirier and Jolie live in a 2-story Craftsman in Lafayette's River Ranch neighborhood, a $750,000 gem with white clapboard walls and a wraparound porch. Inside, you'll find an open kitchen with cast iron skillets hanging proudly and colorful crayon drawings by their 9-year-old daughter, Parker. He drives a 2023 Chevy Silverado for fishing trips in the Atchafalaya Basin and a hybrid Toyota RAV4 for school drop-offs. Fall mornings in 2025 start at 6 a.m. with black coffee and oatmeal drizzled with, you guessed it. Then comes the sweetest part of his day, braiding Parker's hair before school, a ritual he calls his daily reset. By 8 a.m., he's dropping her off, then heading to the American Top Team Satellite Gym to coach young fighters. In September 2025, his foundation hosted a toy drive that gifted 500 bikes to foster kids. Dustin Poirier has built a $10 million empire, but still eats home-cooked meals, lives in a family home, and gives back every chance he gets.
I don't know why in mixed martial arts fans and stuff are so concerned with fighters' money and contract. There's so much money counting that doesn't matter. Just watch the fight or don't watch the fight.
And believe it or not, our next fighter's millions couldn't pull him out of his gritty Stockton neighborhood, surrounded by chain-link fences. You already know who's next. Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz has never been one to follow the script, and that includes how he handles his money. With a net worth hovering around $8 million as of late 2025, the Stockton brawler could easily be living it up in luxury. Instead, he's still repping the same gritty streets that made him. During his UFC run, Nate racked up over $10 million in purses, peaking with the wild $5 million plus payday from his legendary 2016 clash with Conor McGregor. Since breaking into free agency in 2022, Diaz has turned independence into income. His 2023 boxing match against Jorge Masvidal pulled in $1.5 million, while his fight promotion, Gamebred FC, launched in 2024 and now brings in a cool $2 million every year. Add his vegan supplement brand, Diaz Brothers Greens, which hit $800,000 in 2025 sales through Whole Foods. And you've got a fighter who built an empire on authenticity. But don't get it twisted. Nate's life in 2025 still looks more like a gritty indie movie than a Millionaires highlight reel. His home base, a simple 2-story stucco house on Stockton's south side, bought back in 2018 for just $450,000. The chain-link fence out front says it all. No Hollywood gates here. Inside, the living room's got mismatched couches, old fight posters, peeling at the corners, and that unmistakable lived-in Diaz energy. His rides. Totally no nonsense. A dented 2021 Ford F-150 extended cab for hauling gym gear, license plate reading, STK Cell N, and a rusty 2015 Honda Civic Hybrid for his solo drives around town. Raised vegan by a single mom who made rice and beans stretch for weeks, Nate still keeps it raw and real, logging 10,000 steps a day and grinding at 24-hour fitness by 5 a.m. By 8 a.m., he's at Diaz Combat Sports Academy, rolling with blue belts and teaching the next generation. His classes run on sliding scale fees, $50 a month for basics, and if a kid can't afford it, Nate covers the rest himself. Lunch, usually a massive kale and avocado wrap eaten off a milk crate behind the gym. No frills, all heart. Afternoons are for community vibes, pick-up basketball games at the rec center or backyard barbecues, where Nate flips portobello burgers himself. His Diaz Brothers Foundation has donated $1.5 million to Stockton youth programs by October 2025. And still, despite millions in the bank, you'll catch Nate sitting on a milk crate outside a corner taco spot, eating street food with the locals. That's Stockton royalty right there. But while Nate's empire thrives in the rough edges of his city, our next fighter's wealth keeps him humble under the Brazilian sun. Jose Aldo. When Aldo retired on the 11th of October, 2025, tears flooded the Rio Arena. The Manaus-born legend ended a 31-8 career that included 7 UFC title defenses and a legacy that defined the featherweight era. Even with a net worth between $9.7 million, Aldo's life today mirrors the simple, soulful rhythm of his people. His UFC earnings topped $10.3 million, with that unforgettable 2015 McGregor clash alone bringing in over $3 million. Since stepping away in 2022, Aldo has turned into a true businessman. His Nova União gym franchise has grown to 3 Brazilian locations, generating about $1.5 million annually. His lifetime Nike deal, renewed in 2024, brings another $1 million a year, while his Aldo Nutrition plant-based bar company sold $600,000 worth of product in 2025. Yet, despite this tropical success, Aldo's post-fight life beats to the same humble rhythm it always has. His home in Rio's Flamengo district, a 3-bedroom colonial he bought in 2024 for $1.1 million, is cozy and full of life. Terracotta floors, scuffed from barefoot runs, kids' drawings taped on the fridge, and jiu-jitsu jabbed across chairs. His wife, Vivian, a former model turned school counselor, keeps their home grounded. Laundry lines strung across the patio, like a scene straight from an old Rio neighborhood. At 6 a.m., Aldo starts his mornings with a capoeira warm-up to Afro-Brazilian rhythms, followed by black coffee and verses from his evangelical scripture. By 8 a.m., he's walking his daughter, Joanna, to school, chatting casually with crossing guards about last night's soccer match. Then it's straight to Nova União, where he drills low kicks with young fighters, passing on his striking secrets. Lunch, tapioca crepes from a street cart, eaten on a seawall overlooking Guanabara Bay. His 2023 Toyota Corolla, parked nearby and a little beat up, waits patiently while he watches the waves roll in. In the afternoons, Aldo runs free coaching clinics at underfunded academies, funding scholarships anonymously, $200,000 in 2025 alone. His Aldo Foundation helped rebuild 2 favela gyms by October 2025, and he even laid bricks himself. The man's worth nearly $10 million, yet he's out there driving an old Corolla and coaching kids who can't afford training. That's a real champion. And speaking of humble champions, none embody that blue-collar heart like Stipe. Miocic, 9 months after his hard-fought loss to John Jones at UFC 309 in November 2024, the Croatian-American powerhouse is still living like the same Midwestern dad next door. At 43, Stipe's net worth sits around $8.10 million, built from a career that earned him over $8 million in disclosed UFC purses, including $3 million plus for each fight in his legendary trilogy with Daniel Cormier. After that November 2024 defeat, Stipe didn't fade away, he just shifted gears. His new ESPN analyst contract, signed in early 2025, nets him between $400,000 and $600,000 a year, ad brand endorsements with Bad Boy Apparel and Under Armour worth another $500,000 annually, plus his Cleveland-based fitness franchise chain that brings in $1.2 million per year. And he's financially solid. But money never changed Stipe. His roots run deep in Cleveland's Rust Belt grit. He and his wife, Courtney, a fellow paramedic still, live in their 5-bedroom colonial in Valley View, Ohio, a home filled with kids' toys, firefighting gear, and the smell of family dinners. And here's the real kicker. Stipe still clocks shifts at his local fire station. Imagine a 2-time UFC heavyweight champion, millionaire, and ESPN commentator, still putting on the uniform and answering emergency calls like any working-class hero. That's loyalty. Whether it's Nate repping Stockton, Aldo honoring Rio, or Stipe keeping Cleveland alive, these legends prove one thing loud and clear. Real fighters don't need to show off, they live it. Stipe Miocic's slice of Ohio life is the definition of grounded. His Valley View home, a tree-lined suburban spot bought back in 2017 for $850,000, isn't some gated mansion with gold trim. It's a family hub, kid-proof gates around the yard, a crackling backyard fire pit, and a garage stacked with bikes and tools, instead of Ferraris. His daughters, Michaela Rose, and her little sister, chase fireflies at dusk, while dad mows the lawn every week like clockwork. Inside the garage sits a 2022 Chevy Tahoe for those weekend hauls to Lake Erie picnics, and parked beside it, a department-issued Ford Explorer hybrid, his ride to work, because even with $10 million in the bank, Stipe's still clocking 24-hour shifts. As a lieutenant paramedic at Oakwood Village Fire Station, recommitting in January 2025, he's earning around $75,000 a year, a humble paycheck next to his UFC millions, but one that keeps his purpose burning. Picture this: an October night in 2025, Stipe's finishing up training drills at the Firehouse Gym, sweat dripping, surrounded by his crew. By 7 p.m., he's inching through rush hour traffic, radio tuned, to Cleveland Guardians baseball highlights. When he finally gets home, it's bedtime stories and Papa's big hugs for his girls, followed by a quiet porch swing chat with his wife, Courtney, chamomile tea in hand. Weekends, pure Midwest rhythm. Saturday mornings at Parma's Farmers Market, haggling over heirloom tomatoes and smoked cheese, rocking flannel like a badge of honor. Stipe's even outfitted 50 fire stations across Ohio with ADs through his charity efforts by October 2025. Imagine that, a 2-time heavyweight champ doing real hero work between family dinners and night shifts. Miocic may have millions, but he still lives like a man whose pride comes from service, not status. And he's not alone in that mindset, because our next fighter's fortune hasn't stopped him from substitute teaching at his own high school. Let's talk Frankie Edgar. The answer has always been doubted because of his size, but when it comes to brains and balance, Frankie's playing on another level. His net worth floats between $5 and $7 million as of late October 2025, just weeks after fans were buzzing over his mysterious withdrawal from the BKFC 82 event in Newark. But don't be fooled by the quiet moves. Frankie's empire is built on consistency. During his UFC run, his 24-11-1 record earned him $5.4 million in purses, peaking at $1.2 million in his trilogy finisher against BJ Penn back in 2014. Since retiring in 2021, and after that well-earned 2024 Hall of Fame induction, he's built a stable, fulfilling second act. A Rutgers adjunct stipend brings in $80,000 a year since 2023, while his analyst work for ESPN and Fox adds another $300,000 in 2025. His 4 East Coast Edgar Edge wrestling camps pull in $800,000 annually, half of which goes straight to scholarships. Yet despite all this, Frankie's life in Toms River, New Jersey, stays beautifully ordinary. He and his wife, Allison, a school psychotherapist, and his high school sweetheart have been married since 2009 and are raising 3 kids in a 4-bedroom split-level home they bought in 2015 for $650,000. The house? Pure family chaos vinyl, siding marked by soccer balls, chalk hopscotch on the driveway, Lego pieces underfoot, and the smell of chili simmering in the slow cooker. His rides are as practical as his lifestyle. A 2023 Honda Pilot for school carpools, and a 2019 Subaru Outback for solo drives down to the beach. And get this, before fame, Frankie worked as a special ed teacher. And now, at 44, he's gone full circle. 3 times a week, he subs at his old high school, teaching classes between coaching sessions at Island MMA, his youth program for local wrestlers. His days start before dawn, 5:30 a.m. coffee, burpees in the garage, and shadowboxing to Springsteen tracks. No entourage, no hype, just grit. After dropping his son Frankie Jr. at wrestling weigh-ins, he grabs bagels at the local diner, cracking jokes with regulars, before heading to Rutgers to teach takedowns to college athletes. Afternoons, total dad mode. He's at Santino swim meets, stopwatch in hand, or hiking Island Beach State Park, with binoculars, teaching his kids about birds. And when it's time to give back, he does it big. The Edgar Family Foundation hosted its 2025 Autism Expo in Toms River, where Frankie personally McGee'd the event in jeans and sneakers, hugging families and funding therapy programs himself. Sure, he's worth around $7 million, but he drives a Honda Pilot, coaches for free, and shows up where it matters most. Frankie Edgar's living proof that being a legend isn't about the money, it's about staying real. And speaking of real, the next fighter proves you don't need bling to build an empire. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, the flyweight genius with a 31-4-1 record and 11 UFC title defenses, remains one of the most technically gifted fighters to ever grace the sport. His career has earned him over $6.1 million in UFC purses, with peaks like the $1.2 million haul from his 2017 victory over Ray Borg. Now semi-retired since late 2024, Johnson has masterfully expanded his income streams, gaming, coaching, content creation, and business ventures all working in perfect sync. Mighty Mouse has never chased fame. He built systems. Every move, from his training schedule to his finances, runs with the same precision as his footwork inside the cage. And in 2025, that precision keeps his net worth sitting strong at $6 million. All while living a life that's as humble as it is focused. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson's life is a masterclass in quiet success. His Twitch streams pull in an average of 5,000 live viewers, earning him around $300,000 a year. But for DJ, it's never been about the numbers. In March 2025, he co-founded a Seattle-based one-affiliated gaming league, projected to reel in $800,000 in sponsorships. Before the year's over, add in long-running endorsements, $200,000 annually from Reebok, and a new First Form Nutrition ambassadorship signed in 2025. That adds another $400,000. And the man's got revenue streams as strategic as his combos in the Octagon. But despite the digits stacking up, Demetrius's life at 39 still feels like a pixelated slice of peace. He and his wife, Destiny, a high school counselor he married back in 2012, live in a cozy 3-bedroom Rambler on a Parkland, Washington, cul-de-sac. They picked it up in 2018 for $650,000. And it's every bit the definition of home. The Cedar Shakes have weathered years of Puget Sound rain. And inside, PS5 controllers lie tangled beside Jiu-Jitsu Jeets on a shag rug. It's humble, it's real, it's them. His vehicles match the vibe perfectly. A 2023 Tesla Model Y, solar charged right in the garage for his eco-friendly commutes, and a 2019 Subaru Forester for family road trips to Olympic National Park. Born in Madisonville, Kentucky, to a teenage mom who worked night shifts as a nurse, Demetrius clawed his way up from Boeing assembly lines before ever stepping into a cage. Now, his mornings start at 6 a.m. sharp, with coffee brewed in a thrift store pot by Destiny. No fancy espresso machines here. He reviews his esports rosters from a scratched-up IKEA desk before switching into dad mode by 8. His son Micah, 12, wrestles at the local PAL gym, and DJ's right there trading coaching tips over vending machine sodas with other parents. Lunch, a simple turkey wrap from the QFC deli in midstream, while he crushes Super Smash Bros. Highlights for fans. By the afternoon, he's picking up his other son, Malcolm, from Robotics Club, chatting enthusiastically about Arduino circuits, like the proud geek he is. Evenings are family time, homemade stir-fry, laughs with Destiny, and couch co-op gaming sessions, where the whole crew joins in. The Mouse House Foundation's October 2025 Auburn Expo even hosted coding camps for 200 underprivileged kids, helping them learn game design from pros. Demetrius Johnson is sitting on $6 million, yet still uses a thrift store coffee maker and shops at local supermarkets. No designer nonsense. No red carpets. Just hard work, tech passion, and family dinners. And while Mighty Mouse builds his empire from the suburbs, another champion keeps his empire grounded on the sands of Brazil, Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira. From the favelas to the UFC throne, Oliveira's story screams resilience. His 34-10 record includes 13 finishes and 20 wins, and that unforgettable 2021 title victory over Michael Chandler that lit up the world. As of October 2025, his fortune sits between $5 and $6 million. But the man still lives like the same kid who fought his way out of poverty. His UFC earnings topped $10.8 million, with a peak of $3.5 million for that Chandler showdown. After retiring, Oliveira's found new ways to thrive. He's now the head instructor at Shootboxer Diego Lima, pulling in $600,000 yearly from coaching alone. His upcoming biography, Do Bronx, From Favela to Fly, scheduled for November 2025, is already projected to hit $1 million in pre-sales. Endorsements, massive ones. Venom's lifetime deal earns him $800,000 annually, and his 2025 Gatorade Brazil partnership adds another $400,000. His real estate portfolio includes a $1 million beachfront home in Guarujá, renovated in 2024, but even there, his lifestyle stays true to his roots. Oliveira's home in late 2025 is full of the warmth and chaos of family life. He and his partner Vittoria Brunn, a yoga instructor, raised their daughter in a modern minimalist space that echoes his old favela upbringing. The backyard's got a small mat area for training and meditation, nothing extravagant, just pure focus and peace. At 7 a.m., he's up blending a smoothies before hitting the beach for a barefoot jog. Locals nodding at him, shouting "Do Bronx" as he passes. By 9, he's back at Shootbox, drilling arm bars with blue belts, always teaching hands-on. Lunch, tapioca wraps from a food cart, eaten while sitting on a seawall, watching the waves crash. No VIP lounges, just Rio rhythm. In October 2025, the Do Bronx Gala raised funds to rebuild a flood-damaged gym, giving 100 kids a new place to train, and Charles personally helped carry the mats inside. That's who he is. Oliveira may be worth $6 million, but he still eats street food, trains barefoot, and gives back to the neighborhoods that raised him. His fortune never changed his hunger, it just gave him the means to feed others' dreams. So from Demetrius Johnson's gamer grind in rainy Washington to Charles Oliveira's soulful mornings on the Brazilian coast, these fighters prove that true wealth isn't in what you flex, but in how you live. And that is all from Pressure Point today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment letting us know which story stood out to you most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.